Good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, if you can see the screen, please type a yes in the chat window. So today we will be discussing about Gulf Bridge International, revisit your connectivity strategy. Now, what we'll be discussing more in the light of, if I put it simply, what is going on in the network world and how is it enhancing and how it competes in terms of what the services are being offered and what the services we are looking at. The topics that we're going to be looking at today would be a quick introduction to GBI, changing the connectivity landscape, how it's changing, what it is doing, what new developments are coming, and how things are moving in the connectivity landscape itself, and then GBI solutions, how we are enhancing our connectivity solutions for the enterprises, how we are helping the enterprises get the best of their investments, and how to assure the best TCOs and the ROIs. So we get started now. Right. So a quick introduction about GBI over the years. GBI has been a key player for past decade in the telco world, and we started in 2008, and where we established ourselves as a careers carrier. And what we initially wanted to do was connect GCC to the entire world. So we started with the Gulf Ring, and then connecting all the GCC states. Over the years, we saw the growth, and we extended our networks into to Far East, into Singapore, and towards Europe, to the UK. Today, we have close to about 20 plus POPs and NNIs, and 60 plus partners all around the world, and we are capable to carry the data from the Middle East into any part of the world through either on our own network or like our network connected to the partner network. 2016, we started getting into the enterprise side, and we were the first adopters of the SD-WAN. We were the first ones who brought SD-WAN to the market. And we started with Nokia Nuage, and then we kept experimenting with different kind of SD-WAN platforms just to assure what the customers are looking for, and just to give them the exact sort of requirement. Then we built a hybrid model based on the SD-WAN plus our MPLS backbone connecting directly into the cloud, which was the next coming requirements around 2015, 2016, when the cloud started picking up. We became the C1 Microsoft Express Route connectivity provider. What that means is basically connecting into the Microsoft backbone through another main provider like Equinix or somebody major. So we did that connectivity. We got listed. We were one of the preferred partners for Microsoft, providing the connectivity into Amsterdam. In last year, we upgraded our connectivity to Express Route C3 connectivity provider. What that means is now we are able to connect to Microsoft backbone directly. So we don't now need another third-party provider to connect us into the Microsoft backbone. Our cables are directly connecting into Microsoft. The benefits of that is it brings like a host of benefits, including the lower latency. Like we shaved off another 5 milliseconds that was sitting because of your third-party connector. And then our enhanced POPs are now able to take the traffic from here directly into Dubai, Frankfurt, or Amsterdam, whichever region you choose. GBI network has 20 plus POP, 60 plus engaged partners. That is standard. What this brings to you is the wealth of connectivity. So first off, you can connect to any cloud data center that you want. Second, if you have got international offices and you want to connect on the sort of like low latency network, let's say you have got offices which are catering to your line of business requirements, for example, medical, so the healthcare, or military, or banking. So all of these kind of industries, they need real-time processing of the data from the international branches back into the HQ or vice versa. And this is where GBI brings in the best value on our SLA-based network, which is completely monitored and managed by our NOC. And we offer a 4 nines of availability, which is financially backed up. Just in case if it goes down, this is what you get that. Now we've got very unique routes. I'm going to show you in the next slides how those routes are configured and what countries they cross. These are redundant routes. So if you look at this map here, what you're seeing is towards the north route. If you look at the cables going in from Iraq and Iran, these cables are landing directly in Europe, which is the smallest distance possible over the terrestrial network. So getting from GCC anywhere, especially Qatar, getting into Europe for your DR sites or to your cloud data center, be it Amazon, AWS, or Microsoft, and Oracle, and likewise, we are able to deliver your traffic end to end in under 110 ms, which is including the last mile within Qatar as well, which is usually unpredictable. Still, I mean, we are able to build that solution and deliver traffic, give you the best quality of connectivity. Now, apart from that, I mean, the main concern is like, how about resiliency? So we offer resiliency on our south route. So just in case if anything goes wrong with the north route, which in my experience have never happened, but just in case if it goes down, you have got the south route, which will take care of your traffic, and the latency is not that bad, like 140 ms something. I mean, it's better, still much better than the regular internet backup, if you fancy using that one. So and all of that is given in the very same package. If you go with the North Route Premium package route from us, that the backup route comes along with it, and you don't have to pay anything extra on it. GBI Enterprise offers a unique set of solutions for the customers, ranging from IP transit to capacity. But the core services that most of our organizations look at is cloud connectivity and the SD-WAN. So cloud connectivity is a service which enables you to connect to any cloud, any public cloud of your choosing, in any region possible. And the SD-WAN is more focused on the branches or the sites, so to speak. So it brings you the goodness of, like, you can have your network in a hub and spoke, in a mesh network, in any kind of like topology you wish. So GBI also combines all of this together. So we combine Cloud Connect and SD-WAN together to build a hybrid connectivity, which enables the customers either to directly connect from their branches into the cloud on our network, or they can connect to the head office and then route a single the cable or single bandwidth into Azure. So basically a point-to-point connection from your HQ to the cloud, and all the branches connecting there. So multiple scenarios, and there are huge sort of possibilities around that. Some industry verticals that we focus on. So we have got like tailor-made solutions for different verticals as per the requirements. So starting with the finance. Finance is highly regulated industry. They do not really want to send anything to the cloud or put anything there, at least as of now. Some banks have, some financial organizations have started moving their data into the cloud, non-critical one, but still it's a far-fetched thought. So what we offer to the financial institutions is connecting to their DR. So most of these financial organizations from the Middle East, they've got their DR in Europe or in Singapore. We're able to provide them because we have the POPs in Frankfurt in the UK and in Singapore. We are able to connect them end to end on our MPLS network and deliver the traffic there. If they want a real-time synchronization, to their DR, if they want batch processing, if they want incremental synchronization, whatever the needs are. And we can, our architects, they study your requirements, and they provide you the right kind of bandwidth that's needed with a little bit of a buffer, so you can have the flexibility of increase or decrease the traffic as per the need. And this applies to all the segments. Uh, so this is like basically the international connectivity from your offices. And the second sector that we are focusing, which is a prime for us at the moment, is the government sector. Now, we have come up with some of the very exciting offerings for the government sector in Qatar to connect to Microsoft Express Route, because they are transferring their data, they're synchronizing their data, moving to the cloud or the infrastructure, one way or the other. Every government organization is moving into Azure with some of the other workloads depending on their business requirements. We have got some of the very exciting packages. I'm going to discuss that towards the end of this presentation, of what you can benefit from, and how it is sort of it can benefit in your business, in your TCOs, and the ROIs. Media and retail is an advanced sector. So what that means in this one is they're already using smart technologies, probably IoTs, probably the data analytics, business intelligence, or possibly AI as well in some cases. So what this gives them is compute heavy resources, and they're only doing that majorly in the cloud, because if they've tried to do that on premise, that will be a huge investments, and they will not be able to like maintain and manage them in the long run. Cloud offers them pay-per-use and various kinds of flexibility with a lot of tools in the SaaS model, and they only pay a fraction of the price, which they might pay if they have it on-prem. And so again, connectivity is another major factor, and we are working closely with some of the major retailers in the region to connect their offices all around the GCC and Africa. And then we are also working with them to in the sort of a business focused areas of how to send the IoT traffic to Azure on Azure IoT Hub, using the connectivity and putting in the express route flavor in that too. Energy and corporate sectors, they are pretty much again a hybrid model, because energy sectors have started migrating their data into the cloud, which is non-critical. And eventually they might be functioning from the cloud itself, because cloud gives them like host of benefits, which includes again machine learning and business intelligence and data analytics, because it can hold huge amounts of data and whatnot. Corporates, we focus on corporates in terms of the holding companies who have got multiple branches, or companies, the ministries like MOE, or corporations like Qatar Foundation, who have got a lot of autonomous companies running under them, but they still want to manage them in one way or the other. They just want to see, okay, what's going on, is it secure and whatnot. So we are able to connect them through the SD-WAN site-to-site offering that we have from the enterprise section. So so far we just discussed about what GBI does, who we are, and whatnot. So that round is over. I think we'll get to write some interesting aspects of it. Now, changing connectivity landscape. Now we're seeing a lot of changes coming into the connectivity in terms of IoTs, in terms of smart business models, smart cities coming up. Everything from your fridge all the way to your car, all the way to the parking lots. Everything is getting automated. Even the malls are getting automated now. So you're seeing a lot of changes that's going on. So just to sum up a few. So from our personal usage perspective, we've got smart homes, smart entertainment systems, health, electricity, water, parking, malls, and stuff related to it. Then if we look at the industrial, which is IoT 4.0, that is also utilizing Internet of Things in a big way. And to be frank, these are already utilizing IoTs for a long time. The industries, the manufacturing units. What changes now? They're sending the data, or they're storing the data in their databases, and now they're reviewing it. Now they are as machines have started producing more data. For example, a bottling plant. It can give you the data of how many bottles it's producing within a day, and another machine is producing the data of how many caps of that bottle is being produced in a day. And you have got an option to optimize it based on the customer requirements. You can slow down your production based on the market demand. You can increase the production based on your market demand, and it will help you in making smart decisions like ordering more raw materials or related stuff. So this is now becoming the norm, and what it's doing to the industries is it's enhancing the capabilities of how it goes and what you have to do now. And then all the linked industries like logistics, supply chain, oil and gas, they're all using the sensors for a very long time. Now they're reading the data from it. Before it was just on and off, yes and no, but now they need to know if it's a no, why is it a no? If it's a yes, why is it a yes? So as sensors are becoming more smart, they're producing more data. Organizations are looking at how to optimize their businesses through it. Now, how do you do that? So in a very simple term, this is a very generic diagram which shows you the business objectives of any X company and the technology and tools that they'll use to get into that to utilize to satisfy their business objectives, to make sure that it is a success. So at a high level, customer experience, smart technologies, database insights, agility, innovation, mobility, user experience, and the tools that allow this to accomplish these tasks are, if you do that on your private or a local data center, that's going to cost you a lot of money. But if you do that same stuff in the cloud, it's practically peanuts. And the best part is you get to pay per use. You don't have to pay for all of it. You don't have to stress your budget. You don't have to break your bank to achieve those. Now, again, your on-prem, the stuff is in cloud, sitting somewhere in Europe, somewhere in America, somewhere in Australia or Singapore. How do you access it? Basically, you connect to it. So the stuff that you use to connect is either ADSL, 4G, if it's some mobility application, or you use an MPLS network. If you use an MPLS network, it again breaks your bank. It's pretty much similar to going into the cloud. Now, the entire ROI of moving the infrastructure into the cloud goes away the moment you buy MPLS, because practically a 200 MB MPLS would cost you about $1 million per year on an average, plus minus, going out from the Middle East, or probably 500 MB, depending on the requirement. And if you think about doubling it down, like for resilience in the last mile, well, that's going to cost you a huge amount of money. And then your entire cloud investment is like practically $200,000 a year. This is to connect to it is getting you another like couple of $1 million down. And that is not a good business decision. So what GBI did was we brought in a hybrid, because the international MPLS is not that expensive. We still want you to go on MPLS for 95% of your route. We just want you to save the money on the 5% of the route, which is the last mile. In coming slides, I'm going to show you how. Before we go there, let's look at MPLS. What does it do? So definitely, it is one of the best. Simply put, it never breaks. It's the most secure, and it's the preferred mode, guaranteed latency, reliability. I'm not mentioning redundancy on purpose, because then you have to pay twice. Now, coming to the cons of using the MPLS. It's, first of all, it's expensive. So high TCOs and ROIs always breaks your bank every time. then you have got less options. So you're limited to only one telco that you would be connecting to most probably, or if you go with two telcos, again, costly scalability and costly redundancy as well. And again, it's a single point of failure because you would spend like a few $100,000 to have that set up, and you don't want to spend that again for at least a couple of years until the contract breaks. So these are like some pros and cons. So it is a fantastic mode, but at the same time, it's not, because there are other options available which can actually give you the very right mix and a very same quality and even better bandwidth options, like bigger bandwidth options in a fraction of the price of what you're going to pay around that. Now, I'm not trying to cross MPLS. I'll explain you why we are not crossing the MPLS, why we don't want you to discontinue. We want you to keep your MPLS, but at the same time, think about other options that you can utilize as well. That brings us to the GBI Enterprise Solutions. And I'm not going to bore you with all the specifics or the details of running down through the products. It's going to be very sort of straight up interactive. By the way, keep posting your questions, and I'll make sure towards the end of the session we have spared like 10 minutes of time. So we'll go over the questions, and I'll make sure we answer as much as we can. And then if there is any left, we'll get back to you in next 24 hours. So by tomorrow around this time, you'll have your answers. So please feel free to post any questions that you might have. Right. So what GBI did, we recognized this problem the enterprises are facing. Now, budgets are going down. IT budgets are shrinking. That's a global phenomenon. And that's why technologies like SD-WAN have been so popular recently. Then GBI brings a little bit different flavor to the entire game. We own and operate our global MPLS backbone. That makes us the key player when it comes to the SD-WAN players or the competitors, for a very simple reason that 5% of your traffic just for the last mile will carry on the internet. And then how we will secure it, what we do is we place the most secure version of the SD-WAN that we have according to Gartner. And then what we do is we build an overlay tunnel on your internet underlay. We secure it with IPsec 256-bit AES encryption, and then the data leaves from your office or from your HQ or wherever, and it lands on our POP. That's where we stitch the traffic into a VLAN on our MPLS network. So let's say that the connection that the symmetric connectivity overlay tunnel that we created was 100 MB from your office all the way to the cloud. This is what you asked for. So we'll configure 100 MB MPLS link from your offices all the way to the cloud or to your DR center or to your international sites. And from your office, we'll create an overlay tunnel of 100 by 100 symmetry, securing it, making it MPLS-like, running on the ADSL, but it is 100% MPLS-like. It's completely secure. And then you can, if you want, you can have a couple of internet lines. So the devices, the routers, SD-WAN routers that we provide can take up to 4 connections. So if you have an MPLS line that you don't want to give up, maybe you want to transfer your line of business data to the cloud on it, sure you can. So you can connect it with the very same device. You can put in ADSL links, 1 or 2, depending on your requirements and the criticality of your businesses. And then you can even put a 4G dongle in there to have another backup mode of the connectivity. We provide hot swappable devices depending on the design. Once we understand what your design is looking like, once your requirements are like, we'll recommend you the best design of like redundancy on the device level, redundancy on the connectivity level, and redundancy on the international connectivity level, which comes by default on all our connections. So to quickly summarize this one, 95% of your traffic still going on MPLS, no changes. Last mile or 5% of the route within the country until it reaches our POP, which is in Al Khor, in Dubai, in Frankfurt, like many pops, we can utilize any of that. Primarily for Qatar, we use Doha Pop. It's in Vodafone CLS, so that the traffic we pick up from your office and just leave, drop it in the pop, and still it is in Qatar. Then we stitch it into MPLS. So and then the price difference is, if you're paying an X amount for your MPLS link end to end, you'll be paying 10% of that X amount once you use the GBI hybrid connectivity to the cloud over SD-WAN. I bet you must be having a lot of questions. Please feel free to post, and I'm going to get back to it in the last 10 minutes. Addition to that, we are enabling digital transformation. Now, that's a broad term, I know, and it's a big sort of a say that we are enabling it. But how we do that is the core of any digital transformation is connectivity, and we understand that. And we have built our products based on the market adoption, based on what's new, what's coming, and how we can better support this coming infrastructure, the coming smart city infrastructure, or the economies in general. So we have built a very cost-effective solution, which is robust and which is backed by the SLAs, managed by a NOC, and we make sure that whether it's your senses, whether it's a parking lot, or it's a mall, or it's your office, or it's a home office. So we also have the SASE flavors. So if you have got remote workers, or in these times of COVID, people are working from home. We work from home like half of the week, as per the instructions from our management. So I bet that's a similar scenario with everybody else right now in Qatar, working at 75% load. Yes, SASE is one of the best things that you can utilize. It's completely secure, and it replaces your VPN with an advanced secure VPN, and it helps get the best benefits while you're connecting directly to the cloud. A little bit about the security. I know I've been saying a lot about security up until now, so you must be having a lot of questions of like what it is and how it is. First off, this is certified by Gartner. So our product that we will bring you as SD-WAN service as a part of our managed services is in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant as the leaders. So what we have, along with the best SD-WAN platform, this can also act as your firewall. So either you can have a stateful firewall with the basic stuff like DDoS and whatnots, or you can have your next generation firewall, which you can have the advanced capabilities, or you can have a banking standard firewall, which that means is unified threat management. So you have your IDSs, IPSs in there. You have got and all the goodness of the others as well. So overall, if you're establishing a new branch, or if you're paying too much for your firewall, you might want to consider this. So this not only brings the SD-WAN to you, but at the same time, it brings a firewall to you, which is completely securing you end to end. So this again is not just bringing down your investments from the connectivity perspective, but it's also bringing down the investments from the security perspective. We understand how much firewalls cost, how much the maintenance costs, how much the upgrades cost, the deployment model, and everything. And so we don't want to replace the firewalls that you already have, but you might and you should consider this as connectivity and a firewall flavor, which can help you save a lot of money, which is going like either it's going as a waste, or you have to over budget every year. The features that come standard with the SD-WAN box that we provide. So first of all, we have got any-to-any connectivity. So basically hub mesh, spoke, hub to spoke, anything you like. That is there. Internet breakout is available. You can connect to any sort of links, as I mentioned before. So it has got 4 ports, So you can connect to MPLS, DIA, ADSL, LTE, whatever you like. You can do a mix and match of these things, or you can just connect 2 of these or 3 of these, depending on your business requirements. Application aware routing. Now this is an interesting one. What this does is, let's assume you have got 2 ADSL lines and 1 MPLS line, highly redundant from one box or 2 boxes, and they're all connected to your internal router and then connected to your LAN and so on and so forth. What this does is, with the application aware feature, let's say you've got a line of business application and you've got an email flow, which is equally important, and then you've got your documents. Now, documents are less critical, but at the same time, they are accessed like every day. Emails, again, the same line of business, once a day, twice a day, or whenever regular synchronization. So you have got an MPLS, which has got like smaller bandwidth, like 10, 15 MB that you use. So you're using that to synchronize or your line of business, and then you're using emails to one ADSL link to synchronize the emails, and another ADSL link to synchronize your files into the cloud. Now, all of this is possible from one box itself. You don't have to go with multiple boxes, complex deployment and configurations and whatnots. This can take care of all of this, whether you have one box or whether you have 2 boxes. And this is one of the best features. And then add to it the advanced security, add to it the QoS, which you get from all the firewalls, but that's also present. And it's very simple and straightforward. So basically, plug and play. You just plug it in your DMZ to the ADSL link, and we send you a link. You just click that link. Your device is configured. It's as simple as that. Coming back to application aware routing, we have got more than 4,000 applications whitelisted in there, and you have got an option to whitelist more applications depending on your requirements. If let's say you've got a few custom applications that you're running on right now, you can pretty much whitelist that through the portal itself, and then you'll be able to utilize that. Some of the network analytic features. It gives you for this is coming out from the portal itself. So there is security analytics as well, but I'll be focusing because we're talking more on the lines of connectivity. So we're talking about more on the network analytics. So you can have network security and application usage. So you get all sorts of reports from there. You can get audit reports. You can get the regular reports. You can, if you're looking for a certain line item or certain day or certain time, something happened, an event that you want to look for, you can do the search, the customized search on the logs. You can export the logs into your SIEM systems, and if you're running a SIEM, or if you outsource your security, basically. So you can just export these logs and send it to your outsourced security provider, who's to a SOC provider. There are a couple here in Qatar. You can send your reports to them, and they'll be able to analyze and whatnot if you're using their services. You've got actionable insights, which means you can drill down into a problem. So let's say you're seeing a graph, it's turning red or orange as you set on the thresholds, and then you go and say, you know what's going on. So you go and click it, and it will tell you exactly what it is. You can drill down all the way to the problem, to the brick level, and understand. And if it can be fixed there itself, the portal will recommend you to do that. If it cannot, it'll recommend you to do whatever, maybe going to a router and switching it back on and off or whatever. So this is the kind of stuff that's available from the portal itself. Then portal can be completely white labeled, so it can be branded on your company name. So you don't have to see GBI logo or our provider's logo at all. Finally, so the applications of the hybrid connectivity. Now, we always act on your side, on the customer side. We don't want to be like a sales company where we tell you something that is not your requirement, or maybe it is, but at the same time, we're just trying to lure you into something. So we're very straightforward. We understand the customer requirements. We understand what the customer prefers. We understand how they would like to do their business. So what we have done here is we have got three different usages. Focused on Qatari market and extended GCC as well. Uh, so first and foremost is the data migration. Now this is more focused on the government side of things at the moment, especially the government of Qatar, because one of the most sort of innovative government bodies around the world where they are migrating into the cloud, they're putting the data there and whatnot. So what we have done is we have prepared very, very specific packages for the data migration and system backup, dev and test, synchronization, running on the hybrid model. So you don't have to use the MPLS link and clog that bandwidth for no reason at all. You might want to run a few line of business applications in the cloud. You might want to run some critical applications that are going back and forth from the cloud to your on-prem data, or probably your users accessing. So we leave your MPLS to that. We don't want you to disconnect your MPLS, but we would like you to utilize this medium, which is far more cheaper, at the same time brings you the same level of reliability and connectivity. And GBI as a C3 partner of Microsoft, it brings you the peace of mind that we are one of the top partners, one of the 50 in the world, connecting into Microsoft Backbone, and we are on our network. That's our KPI. And managed with NOC and whatnot. So basically, it's giving you the best quality for your backups and for your non-critical workloads and your secure data migration. So another aspect I just want to quickly put up is if you are sending out the secure data or encrypted data, if you're handing us the encrypted data, we'll put another layer and we'll send it across, and then we will decrypt it, and then you will decrypt it yourself. So it's just like double security that we present to you. So this is one option. The other option is branch connectivity. So you can have it as a backup, or you can have it as a main connectivity. So you don't really have to utilize the expensive MPLS connecting your branches. And then you're going back and forth, and then you don't have a resilient connectivity. If MPLS goes down or something happens, then there might be you can face certain issues. Having said that, we don't want you to disconnect your MPLS. If you have it, fantastic. You can utilize another level of backup connectivity from GBI, and we'll be more than happy to connect your MPLS into the same box, and you can have the application aware features and whatnots. Finally, the backup connectivity. Now, this is one of the key focus areas, especially when you do the IT system audits. And those guys ask these kind of questions. So what do you have for backup connectivity? And let's say you have invested $100,000 or $1 million a year in the MPLS link, and you don't have a backup link. That would be very, very risky. And putting another $1 million into a backup link is not something that's recommended. And hopefully, and probably, not hopefully, probably, the management might just not approve that too. So in order to get around that and get the tick from that Mr. Auditor, that you have the resilient connectivity, you can utilize our hybrid connection into the cloud or to your branches or to your international sites, which you don't have to pay a lot of money, but at the same time, it gives you the same connectivity model. And you can run it as active with the MPLS, active passive, failover, failsafe, whatever you want to do. You can pretty much do that. And by the way, did I mention it works like a charm in the production environments too? I mean, some of our large customers, they're using SD-WAN as the production connectivity medium. They were on MPLS. I've got nothing against MPLS, but once they started realizing that this can actually bring the same quality and same reliability, and at a cost-effective price, what they did was they just drew down their MPLS. So they just went from 100 MB to a 50 or 5 MB for line of business, and then they started utilizing this for heavier bandwidths on ADSL, basically. So that'll be all from my side, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them on.